Hey guys, welcome to another WoW Weekly with Myst. Hope everyone's doing good and having fun in the new patch. For this week, we have pet battles. Also, if you play on EU side, you will actually have the power leveling pet event, which is in the garrison. For more details, I'll link a video I did on that at the end of this one. And you can get your pets from 1 to 25 super fast due to having that at the same time as the Pet Battle Weekly. However, I will say that if you see that on any other day, still do it. I take advantage of that event, whether it's a Pet Battle week or not. It's still really good leveling. So that one day of really good pet leveling will be on Friday. Also, something I've been waiting to return is the PvP Brawl Classic Ash Run. That's a good one if you're going after some of those achievements or just want some honor. It's a pretty good honor farm. Ungoro Madness is returning back for its yearly visit, and that is going to start on March 17th, and it runs for 2 days. It is a little mini event. There's nothing really you get out of it other than the enjoyment of just experiencing it, I guess. And Trial of Style will be returning. So Trial of Style will show up on March 20th and it will run till March 24th. Not too sure if there's anything new. We haven't really seen anything new for Trial of Style all of Shadowlands. So that is the weekly events for this week. So let's get to news now. Okay, so we're going to start some stuff up with the Jailer. We did discover the intro and the outro to him, so this is definitely spoilers. So the intro and outro is the end of the raid, so high spoilers here. If you're one of those people that like to clear the raid yourself before seeing anything, just skip to something timestamp-wise that doesn't say the Jailer in it. So let's check it out.
Can your mortal minds fathom how long I have waited? Every event set in motion, every pawn put into play, all to claim the power slumbering within your world. The soul of Azeroth, wounded, vulnerable, yet teeming with potential. Potential that I will use to eradicate this flawed reality. Death claims the soul of your world. Now, bear witness, mortals, to eternity's end. This must not be.
You have betrayed your duty as Arbiter, and shall be bound forevermore. Your madness has threatened the cycle of life and death entire.
You could have sought another way, brother. Imagine what we could have accomplished together.
Why, Zovar? What drove you to this end? You preserve that which is doomed. A cosmos divided will not survive. What is to come?
So some news having to do with the solo shuffle PvP brawl. So there is an upcoming change going into effect that is going to scale players with an extremely low item level to an item level 239. Some interesting stuff that I learned this week has to do with the creation catalyst, which is very much time-gated. We won't even see it until April 12th, but it is a feature in the 9.2 patch that allows players to craft their own tier pieces. And this seems to be a bad luck protection with the vault. So basically what you do is it transforms any item, although it can't be a weapon, jewelry, or a trinket, but any other type of gear, it'll transform it into a completely different item with different stats. So to me, that sounds like a bad luck protection on the vault, because you could take your vault gear, assuming it's not jewelry, trinket, or weapon, and use the creation catalyst for that. Once that system gets a little closer, I will highlight that system in a news video. I'm not going to talk much more on that right now because April 12th is like a month away. I'll save that for, at least the beginning of April, but I will definitely go over more details having to do with the creation catalyst at a later time. As always, posting the hotfixes. So this is the hotfixes for March 10th. And some more hotfixes that went into effect for March 11th. Okay, so these shields are a drop from the Sepulture raid, drops off Lords of Dread. And I guess there's been an issue with them, and they say that they won't be able to resolve that issue before the next reset. We're of course on Monday now, if you're watching the video when it first comes out, and so this will be fixed tomorrow. Honestly, the biggest reason I threw this in news, because like a lot of the time if something's getting fixed like the next day, sometimes I don't bother mentioning it because it'll be fixed, right? But the reason I wanted to kind of throw this into news is because of the looks of them. They look sweet. I like every single one of those. That gold one is looking so good. These are the ruined Crest of Lordaeron shields. They have a brand new appearance to them. If you're an old school player, you remember these shields. I do like the updated look to them. Okay, so the day I posted last week's WoW Weekly, which would have been last Monday, Blizzard had put out an announcement it was an announcement to release the new expansion announcement. So they are going to be talking on that on April 19th, and I don't imagine we're gonna get too much info. I think there's definitely a lot of hype for good reason. We want new content for sure, but I think the info probably isn't as much as people think it's gonna be. However, I am still interested to see what they have to say, what the theme truly is gonna be, because while we're pretty certain it is a dragon theme, the thing is, nothing is confirmed. It's nice to hear things straight from them so that we know whether some of these leaks are true or not. I've read through some of the leaks. Most of them seem pretty bogus, to be perfectly honest. But I do think that might be the theme. So, looking forward to that one. I think it's safe to say that if we did get the expansion this year, it's going to be damn close to the end of the year. And then there's a possibility we don't get the new expansion till next year. I personally believe that they're not going to want to mess around with their every 2-year thing. And I think no matter what, complete or not, we're getting that expansion probably like in November. But I guess we'll find out. It is kind of late to get the announcement and then have that release around that time. I'd hate to be in their shoes, honestly, because you have the people who are sick of being in the current content and they just want something new. But those same people are the ones that bitch about bad content, right? So I feel like they're forced to rush out this content to keep the community happy. But in the end, that same community is gonna bitch at them for rushing out the content. I personally think it's a no-win situation for them. As far as excitement, I, of course, will gain maybe a little more once we have the announcement, but my personal thoughts is I predicted BFA would be bad when it was sitting in alpha. It was bad. I predicted Shadowlands was going to be bad when it was in alpha. It turned out to be bad. I am done. Well, I'll probably never be done predicting whether something's going to be good or bad. But those were the only two I ever predicted to be bad. I was always happy with everything else. And yeah, even WoD. And, I've lost hope. I still play their game and I still hope for a good product. But in the end, I have lost hope. They pretty much have me as a sub still because of old content. If I couldn't go back and do old content, I might have been one of those players that quit the game when everyone else did, going to Final Fantasy and stuff. I definitely wouldn't have went to Final Fantasy. I would have, gone to my playthroughs that you see on the channel every so often. I want this game to be good, but honestly, it's been 4 years of content I've disliked, and due to that, I've been playing a lot of old content, and I'm now at the point where I don't even care what they do anymore. I'm here for the old content. They got me until I get bored of that. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this game died 4 years ago. I'm just reliving old times. And that's the best way I can describe it. So as for accomplishments, you're looking at one right now. I am in Ogrilla right now. And the reason for that is that I keep forgetting to go out there. I need to go out there one more day. Like, this was actually during Dark Moon. I didn't even grab the buff. Like, that's how little rep I knew I needed. Like, I knew a buff would have been a waste of my time because I don't need that much rep, right? So finally, I went out there, did my last day of Ogrilla. A rep that I started in BC in like 2007, something like that. Finally done.
What can I do for you? See you around.
The other thing that I actually completed is the Breaking the Chains achievement. So that was cool. Got me the Bracelet of Salaranga mount. So that's another mount knocked off the list. I also went and did my last Gnome's Pet Dungeon. I'm really happy to be done that one because one of the pet battles in there was really heavy RNG, so I played it safe by using like healing pets, but because of that, it would turn that fight into like a good 10-minute fight. So by the time I get to like the boss door, I'm like, even if I wasn't tired to begin with, I'm practically passing out because that fight is so boring, right? So I am glad to finally be done that. I am now done Wailing Caverns, Dead Mines, and Gnome. So all we got left now is Blackrock and Strat. I also unlocked the Protoform Synthesis Forge. So yeah, I know I'm probably a little late on this one. Some people probably unlocked it like the week before. I was like filling in other things. One thing that surprised me with unlocking the Synthesis Forge is how easy it was. I really wasn't expecting to unlock it, and then all these are just available to craft when I have the materials. I totally thought it was gonna work like the Mechagon did, where they're all locked and you gotta go get the certain patterns in order to unlock it to be able to craft it. So, yeah, this is so much easier than I really thought it was gonna be. And all of these materials seem to be pretty easy. Shortly after I looted the Glimmer and Genesis Motes, you get tons of. I've looted tons of those since getting that. And also the Lattice, they're all different, of course, but yeah. I also unlocked the quest line for the vendor that sells you that Cipher Analyst tool. So I have that attached to me as well. So that's nice. I'm gaining like 50% extra ciphers. I find the ciphers are pretty easy farm anyway. Like I have not really hit a stage where I'm like, oh, I wish I had this, you know? Like, yeah, they're easy. Yeah. The only thing I'm not really liking with Zereth Mortis, other than the fact that you go out there for like 10 minutes and you're like ready to leave. But the thing I'm not liking is how many quests you can do without getting rep. I've noticed that a lot of the stuff you do out there doesn't actually get you squad. I've had quite a few that I didn't get money, I didn't get like a reward, I didn't get rep, you know, and it's like, what's the point of that quest? You know, some of those were dailies, and yeah, I'm not quite understanding why there's quests out there that you don't get rep for. One thing I did do just in the nick of time, it was super late when I did this, and when I first went out to Darkmoon Fair on this particular day, it was after midnight. Like, it should have been closed, but I like to check things out, see if they're running late, and they were. So within that time, which was, I was probably out there for a couple of hours. So what I did is I constantly was refreshing my Darkmoon buff because I wanted to use it with some of the dailies from Zereth Mortis. And so every time it was getting close, I would go refresh it. And in between that, I was doing the dancing achievements. So I did all that. I completed all the easy ones, medium, hard. There was one for doing 30 games, which is super easy. Like, if you're going after all those 3, you're gonna have it, right? Because you're not gonna ace every single one, not unless you're super focused. It was not bad, but I did complete it in the nick of time, because when I was done, I was gonna go refresh my Darkmoon buff, which had 45 minutes on it, so it wasn't too bad. And they let me go in there, but nothing happened. The chick was actually gone because, technically Darkmoon was done. The achievement I rank the highest on the list this week is that I hit my 29k achievement score. So that's been a goal for a bit. So now we're working on 30k, and that probably won't be done for a year. So I think it was a pretty productive week. That is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.